Hi, this is Dominic from West Island Guitars, and I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. On the bench today, we've got a really nice Squier Telecaster. It is a Paranormal Cabronita Thinline Telecaster. That's what the customer brought in. It's a 2021 with a Lake Placid blue. We've got some, I guess, P90 style pickups, and the ailments today, he's got a broken switch right here, and the knob doesn't turn so well, needs some adjustments. The pickup heights, you can see here, a little bit wonky, so we're gonna have to fix that. And the jack is loose, so we're gonna do a couple of things to get this guy playing back the way it should.
West Island Guitars.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fix the jack. So we've got here some parts that the customer brought us. Music Lily M612. So we can go ahead and take apart the back here. Okay, so we're going to replace this jack right here. Got my little tool here, so we're going to loosen that out. Just pop right out. This is a pretty easy fix because we're just going to take the existing part and swap it in. So we'll see here, we'll just put all the same solder points to the same jack and the same wire. So that's going to be pretty simple. We can take this off. So what I like to do is I like to stabilize one of these, and I got these kind of little clip ears. So I use that to kind of hold this guy in place here. It's the same switch, so we'll just solder it in the exact same way. So I can see here these leads are a little bit long. So the problem is if these leads are long and they touch any of the other metal parts, that would usually cause a short or, for it to not work. So we'll take the first lead off. So without opening up the pickups, I don't know which one is the bridge pickup or the neck pickup, but once I take it apart, reconnect it, and then I'll just shift around the switch in the direction that is going to be appropriate to the right bridge or neck pickup. So it's just that simple. Okay, so we see that's on the outside. So like I said, we're going to clip this a little bit shorter, like this. Okay, and we kind of put that in there like that. So, okay, so it's in there pretty tight. Okay, and then I take my solder and just get enough on there that it covers. And you got to heat both the metal clip and the wire. Okay, next one, we're going to do the middle one. Okay, so now we've got the last one. Okay, that's good. So now, as you can see here on right there, the 3 grounds are attached to the back. So this is typically a little bit more tricky to do, but we're going to do a little trick here. We'll take them off, and I'm going to braid them together and then solder all of them at the same time. Okay, now we got them all off. So this is the old switch, and you can see the problem with it. It doesn't stay in place. So right there, if you can see that, not with this one and with the new one. So we can see the wires here. If we just pull this back a little bit, okay, and once I braid them together, I can cut, okay, and then slot it in so that they're all soldered together. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so now because the jack is loose here also, so we're gonna have to fix the jack before we can actually test this. So we're gonna take this apart first. Okay. just have a look here what the story is. So it looks like the jack is all right. So there's a lock nut washer that goes on here like this first. So I'm kind of just holding it in the back with my finger. There's a little washer in here that we got to put on, which is this guy here, right there. Okay, put that back here. Just get it hand tightened with this first. So holding down the back so it doesn't move. Tighten that here. All right, that looks pretty good. So we're gonna go there and we're gonna try this one out. So we're just gonna put this lock nut washer back in. All right, now we got her in place. We got the lock nut washer behind. Okay, let's see that. We tighten this here like this. Okay, that's pretty good. So this is your bridge. Pick up, and that's good. We got that working. We're gonna fix the knob. So we put the Allen key in here. So it was just touching the bottom of the body. So now we'll just put it and raise it a little bit so it doesn't touch the bottom. All right, so those are looking like they're working great. Turn the amp back on. All right, so now that we got all the electronics done, we can basically do air cleaning and setup on it. So we're going to take her over on this side here. So we'll loosen the strings a little bit. Okay, cut them out. So we'll take them out of the body. So the first thing I do, because we're going to clean the fretboard, so I cover the guitar body. Okay, and I put a little mat here at the bottom. I cover the guitar neck. Okay, and then I use a fret buffer, and usually use 2 of them. For the bottom of the neck, I use these ones, which are a little bit thinner. So I'm using a 400 grit, kind of like an eraser. I have some different kinds here like this as well, but I really like these eraser kinds. Like this is an 800 grit. So it just kind of just gives it a little polish. You got to make sure not to, get it onto the wood, because it'll kind of just ruin the wood a little bit, but just nice and easy. Just like you would an eraser, on some paper. Just a couple of passes. Just gets the roughness and the oxidation out. So you can see, like going down the neck here, this definitely gets more oxidized because it's the part of the neck that doesn't get used as much. Okay, what I like to use is basically some Murphy's oil and some paper towels. Okay, and then this will just clean it all up a little bit. So you can see not a whole lot of dirt, and this is a polished fretboard, but you can definitely see that there's some dirt in there. Once that gets cleaned up, and we're good to go. So I'll give it some cleaner here. So this is a very light cleaner. I use Oxy cleaner. All right. Now I would just adjust the pickup heights a little bit. We'll measure it later, but I would say definitely get this one a little bit lower. We'll begin the process of putting the strings back on. These are customer strings, but I use them also. They're Ernie Ball 1046. So what I like to do is just put all the strings in through the back all at the same time, not just do one at a time. And start off by the low E. Alright, so once those are all in there, and we can start putting this on now. For the classic strings, I usually leave about maybe 3. So you got 1, 2, 3 pins. We'll put this way, and your drill's got to go backwards. So you got to put a lot of pressure and tension so it gets a nice start. Ideally we want 2 winds around. This is going to give us the best tuning stability. Just got to make sure that they're seated in the saddles nice. Alright, so let's keep going here. So now once we got the strings on, we can just give it a little tune. So I really like these Shark tuners. They're pretty accurate. And then we're going to stretch out the strings. So this is a, I guess a string stretcher. Just kind of just fits in this way and put a little bit of pressure. And it stretches out the strings so we can retune it again. I can put a link in the description also. So the action seems pretty high right here. So I have a, I guess a neck straightness check tool, if you want to call it. So what this does is it fits the side here of the neck. And then I can kind of see, I don't know if you look through there. So there's quite a big gap. It means it's got too much relief, so we're gonna have to put some back in. So with my Allen key, okay, we're gonna put this in. All right, so now I'm starting to get some tension back, so that should be good. Let's have a look there. Oh, that's much better. Okay, so we can actually measure. So right now we're about 2 millimeters on the high E and 2 millimeters on the low E, so that's still pretty high. So we're going to start by lowering the saddles. Okay, so now we've got 1.5. Lower this guy. So what I like to do is try to get, you know, the profile of the neck. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, so I got a feel for it, but basically we give her a try, tune her up again. That's pretty good. No buzz. And now we're going to do some intonation. And basically intonation here is going to be, it's got to be in tune from the nut to the 12th fret and the 12th fret to the saddle. So we'll get a little adjustment there. So we're going to slack a little bit. Well, there you go. That looks pretty good. All right, let's plug her in. Well, there you have it, guys. So that is our first YouTube video in the shop series with this really nice Lake Placid Blue Thinline Telecaster. Until next time, click subscribe to our channel and see you soon.